Hello and welcome to Teach Languages Online, the podcast all about your best advice for your online language teaching business. My name is Lindsay of Lindsay Does Languages. I am your host for this show and for this episode, and this time we are talking about why online courses still matter in 2023. And the reason we're talking about this is because at the time of recording next week, which will be the middle of September 2023, I will be delivering live a brand new updated version of On Course. This is my online course all about online courses. It's very meta and it's exclusive for members of the Online Teaching Starter Kit. You're going to learn how to start, launch and promote your next online course so that you can get started right away without wasting time dilly-dallying on all the wrong stuff and just actually then never starting. It's really, really easy to do with an online course. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. But as I said, it's exclusive to members of the Online Teaching Starter Kit. So if you want in and you want On Course as well as everything else that you get within the OTSK, then join now to join me live on Wednesday, the 27th of September for On Course, for our new updated and live edition of this online course. And today, before then, by the way, the link is in the show notes in the description, onlineteachingstarterkit.com, all very simple. But before then, I want to talk to you about why online courses still matter, because it's one of those things that's been around for a while. And, you know, as new technologies emerge, so do new ways to learn and to teach and to essentially share information online. And online courses may feel now like one of the first online teaching methods, but they do still matter. And here is why. We're going to go through 6 reasons why it's still worth creating and sharing and having an online course available. Reason number 1 is accessibility. So something that the internet isn't always great at, but is hopefully getting better at, is accessibility. So think about making content available across different formats so that it is suitably accessible for as many people as possible, right? So, for example, with Teach Languages Online, there is a podcast, so that's audio. There is also a blog version. There is also a YouTube video of the audio with subtitles available, right? So that combination makes it as accessible as I can make it for that one piece of content, right? So consider how with your online courses, audio and perhaps if necessary audio description makes content accessible for blind and visually impaired people. Think about how subtitles and transcripts can help deaf and hard of hearing people and also people whose first language isn't English. And it's also worth noting that online courses in general make learning accessible for people for whom attending real life classes isn't possible for an array of reasons. And so with online courses, you have the opportunity to include subtitles and transcripts for your video lessons. You have the chance to also include audio and text as well as video versions. So it's worth investigating how usable as well your platform of choices for people who do use additional tech to operate a computer. Think things like screen readers. To do this, just simply contact your platform where you're hosting your online courses or where you're thinking about hosting your online courses and ask about their accessibility and what that looks like for them. But essentially, online courses can be made as accessible as possible. And if we compare this to something like live sessions, you can't necessarily provide subtitles live. Sometimes you can with the auto subtitle stuff, but it's not always easy or accurate. And so that then means that people who would need subtitles or require a transcript to take on board what you're saying would need to wait until after the live session. Online courses, not a problem. It's already there. So all of these little things that, with other methods, and I'm not saying never use other methods, but I am just saying that online courses are have these options for expansion, for accessibility that you can take advantage of. Secondly, it's time zones. So online courses also provide a great alternative way to learn with you for people who live across time zones. And well, to be fair, when I say time zones, I'm also including anyone perhaps in your own time zone who works or has other commitments at the times that you're available for live lessons. It can be so frustrating for someone to discover you online, think that you would be a great fit to work with, only to then find that you can only offer live lessons when it's 1 a.m. their time. That's like, it's just, I really thought this would be a good match. However, if that person, they want to learn from you and then they spot that you have an online course, this is a great way for them to think, oh, yeah, I do kind of get this person. I do sort of feel this person's vibe and think we'd be a good match. I know that it won't work live right now with time zones, but I can still keep engaged and keep learning despite time zones. So it can be great for that as well. Reason number 3, independent learners. As you know already, this is no shock horror. Not all learners learn in the same way, right? However, the reason that this means online courses still matter is that they particularly suit a certain type of learner. And I say this because I think this is me, right? So I am what I would describe as an independent, self-driven learner. And I often learn better with an online course that I get to choose when I study. And that's not to say that I don't enjoy group lessons or one-on-one classes or live things like that. But there's something that I find quite empowering about online courses. So I'm telling you about this because, this can't just be me. I know that I'm not the only one, and there are going to be other learners out there in your audience who want to learn from you, but not necessarily if, the ways that you currently offer are all live or all one-on-one or all group. So just having that range of products and services that suit different learning styles can also be a great benefit of having an online course available. And those people, like me, what they're after most of the time is an online course. Reason number 4, your online course can be an evergreen passive asset. So far, everything that we've discussed, all these benefits of online courses have been benefits for your students, which is great. Obviously, we want your students to have the best experience possible when they're learning with you and from you. Well, this one is a big benefit for you as well. Yay! So this works in both directions. So an online course can play whatever role you want it to play in your business. If you want to do big live launches with your online course, you can do that. If you'd prefer a once a year open and closed enrollment style, you can do that too. Or if you are after an evergreen asset that can become part of the more passive side of your income, then you can make it that too. Now, I don't want to be too negative here, but I know that the word passive and passive income gets bandied around a lot. And so I want to be clear here about how I'm using it. This will not be passive, completely hands-off, never ever needs work. No, that's not what I mean when I say passive or passive income. There will be times when you want to regularly go in and tweak your evergreen email sequence or to edit where and how you mention your online course in your content and across your website, and even to update the course itself. Think about how I'm going to be re-delivering a live and updated edition of On Course, right? Again, so meta. But all of that is totally fine because this will still be something that pops up with sale notifications when you're least expecting it. And that is the joy of an evergreen passive asset. So when I say passive, don't think that I'm just, talking about you're lying on the beach and boom, 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 sale. That could happen if you've just done the live launch, or if you've just recreated a new evergreen email sequence or whatever, right? But there will still be work involved to make it, to kind of leverage it in that way. The next reason, we are on reason number 5 now, right? This is a sample of working together. So an online course acts as a really great sample of working together. Some people may not be ready to instantly dive in and work with you one-on-one or in your group program right away, right? And that's good, right? You don't want people to feel kind of pressured to do that and that's the only way, and so then they do it, but it's not quite right. You want people to work with you one-on-one or in your group programs when it's a perfect fit, right? So your online course might be what those people need right now to get a particular answer to their question and to also give them a taste of what it is like to work with you. So in this instance, think of your online course as promotion that you've been paid for, right? Because you're really just showing people, hey, this is what I'm like, this is the way I teach, this is the style that I use, and it's like a kind of like a little sample, right? And then those people might think, oh, I like this. This is what I'm after. This was really helpful. Now I'm potentially more likely to consider working more closely, working one-on-one, working in the group program with this person, right? And also, as well as that, it provides a really good sample of your work for new people. So if you're ever invited or if you ever put yourself forward to contribute to a bundle or a bonus offer or anything like that, maybe you speak at an event and they give you the chance to offer, a kind of sort of free download or free sort of call to action thing for people, then you could have your online course or a sample of it. That can then become a really great asset that you can share freely or at a lower price in these instances where new people who maybe have never heard of you until this event, this bundle or this, speaking event or whatever it is, and then they see this from you, they learn from this and they think, oh yeah, okay, I've had a taste, I've had a sample of what it's like to work with this person. I want to know more, I want to read more. So yeah, overall, very positive for you. And finally, our final reason here is that online courses are an ideal addition to your product suite. So some online teaching businesses will focus purely on one thing. It could be one-on-one lessons, a group program, or any other method of teaching languages online, right? It doesn't matter what it is. Some just prefer to have that one thing, and that's completely fine. However, for many online language teachers, you'll have a product suite of different ways to work with you. And online courses are a really great addition to your product suite. So it's likely that you'll have kind of quote unquote bigger and maybe more intense ways of working with you. Think that direct human support from you, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's group work. So that's kind of like the ultimate way to work together. And then perhaps you also have smaller kind of quick wins products available. So think books, workshop recordings, more like that. Maybe you have something that is one-on-one or group in this, but it's maybe like an hour or a day or a quick one session get together type of thing, right? So there can still be live stuff in that end of your product suite, but it's more likely to be a one-off. Now, online courses fit really nicely in between. And the great thing is they can be as big or as small as you like. So for example, I have a small number of mini courses as well as a larger online course for language learners. So those mini courses, so Vibrant Vocab and Music Maestro, for example, serve really well to answer specific questions or to solve specific problems for people. They're really more focused in, on vocab, on music and using music for language learning. And then the larger online course, Successful Self-Study, is much more in-depth. It covers vocabulary, it covers kind of music and how to have fun, and so much more. So it's a much fuller experience. And so consider how and where online courses fit alongside your other products and services, whether you have a suite that includes a handful of mini courses and maybe one bigger one or a couple of bigger ones. What you don't want to do is overwhelm in terms of like, there's a very, very, a vocabulary book, a vocabulary mini course, a vocabulary big course, a vocabulary one-on-one program that you run. Like, then I would be thinking, well, I don't know. I just want to learn vocabulary. Which one? I'll start with the little one. And then that's maybe not going to sort of work upwards in the same way that you might have imagined. But if you've got things that answer different questions at different points, that can work really, really well. So online courses can be a huge, ideal addition to your product suite. So there we have it. I would absolutely love for you to make your next online course with me. And as I mentioned at the start, Wednesday, the 27th of September, 2023. So apologies if you're listening in the past, in the past, that's not possible, in the future. But if you are listening in the future, you won't be able to join me live, but it will still be there. I will be teaching a live and updated edition of On Course, which is my online course all about online courses. You're going to learn how to start, launch and promote your next online course so that you can do it straight away. No need to waste your time anymore sort of stuck in the planning stages or trying to decide which platform or any of that stuff. We're going to cover it all in On Course. It is exclusive for members of the Online Teaching Starter Kit. So if you want to be a part of that, as well as everything that you get in the whole Online Teaching Starter Kit, you will get access to the live updated edition of On Course happening Wednesday, 27th of September. Then I would love to have you join us. You can do so at onlineteachingstarterkit.com. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll also have other live things happening over the next few weeks as well. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But if you join now, you'll catch all of it. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to having you join us in the Online Teaching Starter Kit. And I will speak to you very, very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.